they're saying I should do this, and then I was just like, maybe I should do this and listen to them. Now I'm just like, I could give two shits what someone says to me. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. If you don't like it, one, you don't have to watch. You don't have to be around me to support me. Like, I really don't care about losing people who just don't support me.
That's true.
I just don't. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to do.
Welcome back to Kickin with Katelyn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Katelyn, and welcome to the new home studio. As usual, I have an amazing, perfect, beautiful guest with me, Lorena.
Hi, everybody. Like she said, I'm Lorena. I'm a content creator. I post on TikTok, YouTube, and then here shortly it will be a podcast as well, such as my girl.
So just real quick, this is our second time doing this. We maybe got that was like a solid 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes
of really good conversation. And I was like, I didn't hit record. So we're gonna go through this real quickly.
Yep.
So I can't believe I did that still. Lorena and I have been online friends up until recently. It wasn't until
I started my walking club. Yeah, so I was on a journey of doing walking, and I got really lonely, and I was like, let me find some motivation and get some girlfriends, because I don't really have girlfriends. And I was like, let me make a walking club. And yeah, I made a walking club, and she wanted to join, and I was so excited, and a lot of other girls wanted to join too, but she was the only one to show up. And we had such a great time. We talked, and it was just so fun.
We talked for too long. I don't think we really walked that far.
No, we really didn't.
We were just like,
yeah, we were. It was such good conversation, though. Like, I feel like when you just meet someone, I don't know why, I feel like that, well, with me, that just doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
And it was just it flowed so well. Like, I really enjoyed it.
No, it really did. And it did catch me off guard because, like you said, I have no girlfriends. I've mentioned it a couple times before. I'm very selective with the people who I have around me. I would rather be alone than be with a whole bunch of fake people.
Well, I feel like that was my problem, was I
Yes.
surrounded myself with a lot of people who were just not good for me. And I feel like I have a lot of trauma from that. So I'm just like, I took a very long break, and now I'm just trying to work it back up.
Hell yeah. So I totally agree with you. I think we clicked, and I was like, okay, can't let her get away.
Yeah, and then my ex-best friend showed up at the park. That was insane.
That was crazy too. I don't think she's watching because I didn't know who she was until you said that. But I was like, all right, so who's coming up next? Because we're talking a lot about our lives, and there are people in our lives who have not done us that well. So I was like, okay, who's next?
Yeah, that was just a good, feel like for me, like, finding a good friend and then seeing the friend who did me so freaking dirty.
That was actually insane.
That was crazy, but such a good time.
Yeah, also, no shade, no tea. I preferred it being only us two, just because then we could name drop. We don't have to be scared about what we're saying or
Very
what we're
secretive.
talking about.
I feel like, we could be ourselves. It was very fun. And I was going to say, like I said previously, but my bad.
Yeah, okay.
So I would have preferred it that way anyways, because I wouldn't know how to have a conversation with every single person.
Yeah.
I would have worried about every single body because that's just how I am. But I'm just so glad it was on a personal level with Katelyn.
Yeah. I definitely am like, okay, when we hanging out next? And I did mention before, I was like, I want to get you on the podcast, and I am sorry. The scheduling has been crazy, but we're here, and that's what matters.
Yeah,
that's what matters. But I'm really freaking excited to have you here.
I'm so excited too.
I definitely feel like we're gonna talk so much. I'm gonna have trouble picking out the highlights of what to clip. It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna talk.
No, I mean, that's the point of it. But you did mention that you are a content creator.
Yes.
I want to kind of get into first, what kind of content you make, just so everyone else can be aware.
Yeah, so content creation. So I did actually start out on YouTube when I was really young. I would do a what's in my bag purse.
I love watching those.
But I would stuff random stuff in my bag and be like, oh, this is what I had. So I would post videos that I took on my iPad, okay? The zoom in type of videos. And then when TikTok started, I started posting on TikTok just about my like daily life or my dieting, my struggles with PCOS, or just like everything really, beauty. Kind of shifted away from that, but just more lifestyle type of videos. And then also I had a podcast, but we're redoing it anyways, and I'm gonna have a podcast soon.
Yeah. You'll be able to find all her plugs. I mean, I never not give out information, so that will definitely be there. But I definitely do enjoy watching all of your content, just because it's not like one single thing, like beauty or weight loss
Variety.
or this is what I eat today. I like the variety, just because like, yeah, I'm seeing like everything you do, but it's all different. It's not ad nauseum.
Well, when I first started on TikTok, it was strictly only beauty, and I was like, I feel like this is I'm like bored of myself. I need to do something more fun. Like, I'm gonna do lifestyle, like whatever I do, what I eat, recipes, like anything, honestly. Give more variety for people to watch instead of a sit down video of me doing the same makeup every single time.
That is really important. I feel like whenever it was 2016, whatever. We all know what 2016 looks like. I would come to school with like full beat every day. I'm talking about eyeshadow. I just wouldn't do the eyelashes up until I was like not doing athletics first thing in the morning. And like I was eating the fuck down. People were like, oh, be a beauty guru, be a beauty guru. I don't think I ever wanted to do that. I just wanted to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And I wanted people to listen to me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I became older. And also like the internet has grown all in itself. We're not limited to just a couple things anymore.
Yeah, to doing just one thing. Like, why would I just do one thing when I can do many things, you know?
Exactly. And I never thought beauty creation was like my strong point, but it got me the views and the traction that I wanted. But I'm like, this is a little too surface level for me. I want to get into like life.
Yeah, me. Like, I just wanted to be like everyone to know me and who I am. So.
And like, I had friends. I don't have those friends anymore who kind of saw it as me being conceited. And I'm like, everyone has opinions. Everyone has a life. Life is meant to share. I know I say that so much, but realistically, like, if you're really stuck in that corner and keeping to yourself, your life is boring. Like, you're not really going to enjoy your life. Life is truly meant to be shared.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people around me, like the people that I had, I feel like they just don't understand, like, why are you posting videos? Like, what is that going to do for you? Like, what do you, like, I feel like a lot of people that I had around me, they weren't very open-minded. I feel like they were very, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to, do that.
Yeah.
But they just can't understand, like, filming or just making videos and having, like, doing fun things, I don't know. They just cannot understand like why I would want to do that or why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah. And it's definitely, I feel like whenever I definitely do feel like I was always meant to do some sort of content creation, but it wasn't an official job until recently. So I was very lost as a child. Like, I remember my mom was like, oh, you can try computer programming or photography. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't actually like cameras, but I want people to listen to me and they get to know me. Podcasting is literally perfect for that. And I also think I'm going on a tangent.
No, it's good. Like, I can, girl, keep talking.
I hate when people are like, what's your end goal? Don't ask me what my end goal is. It's never the same. It always changes.
Yeah.
I have started to ask people like, okay, what's your next step? What's your next step? What are you going to do next? Because tomorrow your next step could change too.
Yes.
But that's more attainable than your end goal. I would like to listen about your dreams, but people get a little shy about it. Like, oh, like I want to do this, but then your dreams change quickly.
I was going to say, what if that's not something that they don't want to do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's your next step?
Yeah.
Because you always take one step after the other. You don't stop. So like, what's next? I want to be a big podcaster. Bitch, I could end my podcast tomorrow. I could be tired of this tomorrow. Like,
yeah.
it's just, that's not the way you phrase things.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. But
Hey, okay, so back to going to like friends who don't understand. When your friends don't understand content creation, that's really difficult because you need the outside world to help you.
Yes.
Because internally, that shit gets hard.
yeah, it really does. But I feel like, you know what's crazy is like the people who were or I wouldn't say are around me now, but that didn't understand, like, you know, they're not supportive of anything, but all my friends on like social media, they're very much like, or people who don't even post, they're just very like supportive and all of, it's so weird to me. I'm like, what the heck? Like my own like family or friends, like they can't get past like, why don't you want to go to what I do want to go to school, but like, why don't you want to go to school and like become a doctor or like something like super, super big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I mean, you live and you learn, you grow and you learn. And
Yes.
I'm losing a lot of friends that I had in high school. And I remember thinking like, oh, like I'll never like lose this person or I'll never lose this friend. I'm not going to be part of that percentage. You should be part of that percentage. You shouldn't be friends with people because you're in close combines together. That's a forced friendship, whether you like to admit it or not.
That's some tea right there.
No, it really is. And it's okay that you are different.
It is. Don't let anybody ever tell you that. I feel like, for a long time, I was just very like, okay, well, my friends aren't doing this and they're saying I should do this. And then I was just like, maybe I should do this and listen to them. Now I'm just like, you know, I could give two shits what someone says to me. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. If you don't like it, one, you don't have to watch. You don't have to be around me to support me. Like, I really don't care about losing people who just don't support me.
That's true.
I just don't. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to do.
You heard that shit? I don't know you heard it loud. But I completely agree with that. If I have a friend who, say they are becoming a dentist or a dental assistant and they need someone to practice on, I'm there to practice on. Like, I step the fuck up. But if I ask you to like my shit, then you're going to see
hardest task
anyways.
in the world. It bugs me so much. You know what's... I'm so sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
I love it.
That is so crazy to me. It's like on my stories, I have so many people viewing it. And then you post something like on your social media. One, you could lose followers because you're posting what you're doing. Or two, nobody likes it or shares it. Nobody does it. But I am for the girls and I will always share, always post. Like even if you DM me and like, hey, I don't know you, but do you think you could post this? I'm a girl's girl. Like I will post anything or support you, like anybody's dreams.
It's a hustle. No, it definitely is. I mean, like, I had a friendship recently that we didn't end the friendship, but we just kind of parted ways because although we grew up together, we're very different.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty in life.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. If they can't, I just saw it as if they can't be there for me in the way I think that I need them, then it's not going to work.
Literally felt that in my heart. Literally felt it. But that's like not even just friends, family. Okay.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's double to me. I'm sorry. I know people are like, well, it's your family. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you're going to continue to do the same thing, I'm sorry. I'm not going to have any more grace for you. But that's comes with a lot of, you know, trauma and stuff that I've worked over to learn that way. No,
yeah. I agree with that. I know that, like, my mom listens to all my episodes, but my dad... Fuck no. Like, on my first season, I remember I was, like, really upset. Just because, obviously, this is not a generic thing to do. It's very much putting yourself out there. It's taking the risks.
Yeah.
Just because the likelihood of you failing in this is much larger than you failing in something else that you go to school for.
Yep.
That's a lie. There are so many people who are trying to be doctors. I don't know the stats, but I know damn well that the people trying to be doctors flunking out.
Don't make it out like you,
flunking out. They don't even get to nursing school. They stop. Which, if that's the path for you, that's fine. But see, I didn't open my mouth to say that up until just now, and I'll probably only talk about it once. So y'all can shut the fuck up about, oh, well, content creation doesn't do that much.
Like, you won't succeed. You won't have a good future career because of it. I'm sorry. I feel like if you believe in yourself enough and you have people who believe in you around you, you can do anything. Like, honestly, I feel like it matters who you have around you, because if they're telling you, oh, you're not going to do anything, or you're surrounding yourself with people who are just bringing you down, of course you're going to think that way.
Yeah.
But the better people you surround yourself with, you know you're going to succeed.
That is true.
Yeah.
Also, like, I didn't finish my thought. I'm sorry. I don't want my dad. See, this is the part about my mom listening. She gets pissed off whenever I don't say something that she improves, and I'm like, oh, it's already on there. I'm not saying that my dad doesn't support me, because he does. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't listen because he's not my audience.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, I was like, y'all don't listen to my stuff, and how are you going to be the people who live in this house with me, but you can't even support me? And I guilt tripped the fuck out of them. But then they started listening when my dad did, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, I should have fucking bit my tongue.
Yeah.
Like, my mom, that's fine. She's a girl.
Yeah.
That's fine. Not to say that boys can't listen, but not the one who made me. It's just a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I get nervous if my I'm not married yet, but I still call her my mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. She views all my stuff.
Oh,
my sister-in-laws. I think just one of them views my stuff, and then all my family's blocked, so they can't really view my stuff. But when they were, they viewed my stuff too, and I got really nervous. But just because, like I said, it's something that the older generation does not do, and they don't understand it. So it's very like, but. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-laws are so supportive, and they're just like, they love it. They watch every single one of my videos. They're the ones to like everything too.
Dang.
But I'm nervous.
I mean, that's a good support system, but also at the same time, like, I'm sure there's times that are like, they're the only people liking my stuff. Like, why can't I make it past this point?
Yeah.
It's because the other people are like, oh, she's doing it again. You already saw it. Just like it.
Yeah.
No, like, genuinely.
How hard is it? It takes 1 second to just beep, beep, or press a button, share, 2 buttons. It takes 1 freaking second to be a kind, awesome person.
You don't even have to like it. Like, you don't.
Yeah.
Speaking about being nervous about what you're going to upload, a lot of people come up to me and they're like, how can you say that? Aren't you scared? Bitch, I'm scared every day. I'm scared every day.
It comes with it.
No, it definitely does. But all at the same time, like, you need to revalidate yourself. Like, those are the feelings that you have because that person made you feel that way. I'm not saying blame that person, but you wouldn't have those feelings had you not been treated a certain way.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I literally could not agree more. Like, if they didn't, exactly what you said, if they did not treat you that way, you were just so correct.
Hey, vice versa. I mean, if I treat someone else that way,
I'd expect you to, hit me with the same energy.
No, literally. And of course, everyone tries not to be like that, but sometimes that's just how the leaves fall. So it's like, you can't be perfect. I get it. But yes, I want to talk about self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm. Self-sabotage is a really big thing for me. Still to this day, especially when I do content creations, but just because I do have a lot of insecurities, and it comes with a lot of from the trauma that I have experienced, but self-sabotaging with my social media. If I post something like, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this episode, you can see my tooth that I have right here. I'm very insecure about it. And if I watch a video and I feel like I try to talk and cover it, and if it's not covered enough, I'll delete the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking to you about that, about mine just a second ago. Everyone is uncomfortable with what they look like, no matter if you're a fucking 10. We all see ourselves very differently than what other people see us as.
Big thing.
And I really hate to break it to you, but you can only see yourself from certain angles. Everyone else can see you 360. So I feel like content creation, you really have to get over that.
Yeah. And honestly, it's a work in progress for me. Like, but I have worked on it so much to the point where I don't care what I post. I'm not deleting the video. I filmed this, whether my double chin shows, my tooth is showing too much. Like, I am going to post this because I did not make this video for no reason. And that's actually a long way, because I yeah, it was bad. I used to delete every single video or just like immediately put into my archive and like, this is never to be shown into the world. But also when I was younger, I used to be so insecure and self-sabotage my freaking photos and Facetune the fucking shit out of them. Let me tell you, I have a
I'm trying to think back to think if you're one of the people we were roasting, but I don't think I
if
knew
you
who
were,
you were.
I could definitely understand because it was insane. I literally have them in my archive and I'm like, Lorena, the fact that you thought that no one would see, like, think that you did not Facetune your photos is actually fucking insane to me. Like, what the hell?
Dude, I remember, I think, okay, when I was younger, I wouldn't think I was part of the popular friend group because it wasn't a diverse friend group. They were all obviously white people. I'm also white, but people always think that I'm Hispanic because that's what I look like most. So this is not just white people hate. This is white people hate from white person, okay? But they were the popular group, and they would always post themselves together. But they would never Facetune the people sitting next to them. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, first of all, your teeth are yellow. Like, probably as yellow as that piss that you made in the toilet. And you're whitening your teeth that much?
Yeah.
And you're leaving the girl next to you like trash? Girl, you just finished a basketball or volleyball game. We know you looked like shit.
Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, that was a big thing for me. Like, self-sabotaging in that way, like making people think that I looked a certain way when if they saw me in person, girl, that did not look like me.
Yeah.
It was a whole different person. I think I barely stopped maybe like 3 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you because I know people that still post on their main Instagram with filters on. And yeah, shade auntie. Stop doing that. Like, you can get all the likes that you want or whatever, but you're a fucking catfish.
Yeah, I feel like it's really important, especially like doing content creating, that you don't do that.
You can't do it.
They literally see you. They know what you look like. And at the end of the day, if you do get big enough and you become on those T pages, all they're going to be talking about is how you look like a different fucking person on your social media versus how you look on your content creation. So that's why I've like really been taking it seriously and like, no filters, no Facetune.
Dang, she about it.
Just living in my authentic, being happy with myself and just posting whatever and not caring about if anything is showing or my stretch marks are showing, like anything. Like I could care less now.
Yeah. You definitely do have to give yourself grace whenever it comes to this.
Yes.
Just because, like you said, these girls look very different whenever and it's typically women, whenever you meet them in person. So I have a really hard time getting those people who are social media famous onto this podcast because they only post still pictures because still pictures is something you can work with. Once you're a content creator, you're on video.
Yeah, I think so too. Like self-sabotaging in a way, the big creators, if I didn't look like them, dress like them, or if I'm not posting content like them, I would delete it too.
Because I'd be like, that's a whole nother level.
Because I'd be like, these people are famous for this reason because they look like this or like they're cool, like they dress like that. But like I said, like I'm really in this like journey where I'm just like could care less if I'm not them. I'm gonna grow the way I want to grow and grow my platform as well the way that I want to, regardless of who I like on social media and who I look up to.
Do you know how much power you hold right now just by saying that? I feel like not only do people have to recognize that that's happening, but also like you have to see it within yourself. That is so powerful. Genuinely, like I also used to self-sabotage whenever it came to stuff like this. If the edit wasn't perfect, if I didn't get enough footage, or I didn't like the corner of the wall that's showing, I'd scrap the whole thing. And it's like, no, you put so much hard work into this. Like, you're overlooking your greatness
you're your
for
biggest
the small
enemy.
failures.
Yeah, you're your biggest enemy. I feel like, especially like if you're doing content creation, you look at stuff so long, you end up hating it. But it's just learning. It's just learning not to be that way. It's just really learning not to be that way.
I've learned to... Chewy. We're having a moment, Chewy. Shut the fuck up. Waffle! Come here. Stop. Are you going to start barking when I start saying what I want to say or what?
Oh, he said no.
Okay. But like another thing you need to learn is to give yourself grace. Like that, I think that is something that you don't grow up with. You learn it, and it's definitely something that comes with time.
Yeah, it definitely comes with time. Like I just barely started this year. Like this year, I just barely started becoming the way that how I'm talking, and like just my mentality of how I view things and how I view myself and like the world.
Yeah, I definitely try to characterize myself because before I was trying to match those famous people or the people that I looked up to.
It's really hard not to, honestly. It's really hard not to. Or like me, my biggest problem was like, if I am posting similar content to them, how the heck am I not getting big? Like, how the heck am I not getting followers? Like,
Dude.
what the heck? Like, what the heck am I doing wrong? That's a big thing,
What's
too.
wrong with me?
Yeah, but, like, just knowing that my time will come. Like, I need to be easy on myself. My time will come.
It'll land when it does.
Yeah, and when it does, I'll be grateful, you know, for the time that it wasn't landing, you know?
Yeah, but it's hard to be in that mindset when you're in the part where you'll be grateful for it later.
Yeah.
So I felt that like deeply. Like one of my friends who was on the podcast ever, he's like, you need to record everything that you do because you're going to blow up. And I truly believe you're going to blow up.
I know you're going to blow up. I know she is.
I mean, that's the goal for all of us. But it's like, it's kind of hard to hear stuff like that. Like if I say it too, you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Like it's,
I feel like it's one of those things, like it's hard to believe until it happens.
yeah.
Like, well, especially for me, that's why.
No,
like
no,
when people tell
it
me
is
that,
true.
oh, I think you're gonna be great. You're gonna become amazing. You're gonna have great success. I'm like, well, when it comes, then I'll be like, oh, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to be humble in the sense of like, I thoroughly enjoy doing this, which is why I've spent so much money and I spend so much time on building sets, working out people, and trying to make sure that I'm going to school so that I can learn how to do this because I am not a graduate of YouTube Academy. I don't know how to use YouTube in that sense.
I'm not either.
I have to be there in person. So like not only is like the equipment and whatnot important, but also my schooling and all the time that it takes for me to do something.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a really big investment, and I'm trying not to see it as like, oh, I need to get my money back. Finances is really important. I'm truly not working for a paycheck because for all I care, I will do this until I'm 50.
Yeah.
Like I just enjoy talking to people and giving someone like a platform just because like whoever's from here, from Lorena's channel may not know who I am and vice versa.
More exposure.
Yeah, most definitely. Hopefully it'll be nationwide, globally. But it's fun.
It's really fun. I enjoy podcasting and just talking about everything, my feelings, the way that I think. I feel like podcasting is just more like people really, really get to know you. And I feel like it's more intimate level on whoever watches, like, hey, I really like her, or hey, I'd love to be friends with her. Be my friend. No.
Right. The unscripted is what I thrive on. And I always tell people like, oh, like, hey, like I study RTF, radio, television, film. They're like, oh, you want to make movies? No, I do not. I don't want to make movies. Oh, you want to be on the news? This conversation just needs to end now because this is not going to work.
Yeah.
But anything unscripted, I will eat that up.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I feel like unscripted flows a lot better too. It feels more authentic, like between me and you and the audience as well.
It's like a musician with auto-tune. We don't have no auto-tune on right now. So with content creation and self-sabotage, you have to kind of get over that hurdle. And it could be a really high hurdle that takes a while. And I do feel as though what you had mentioned to me before is like you have to choose yourself.
Yes.
Because humiliation and embarrassment comes with this as well.
Yeah. So, and like we were talking in the beginning, it's really important who you have around you.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of toxic people around me. I would say not in the sense that they really cared about what I was posting. It was just like more so my family. I've been through a lot with them to the point where I just don't have any contact with them because I felt like when I did have contact with them, it led me to be a horrible person, like to myself and like the people around me. So also the friends that I had as well, cutting them off because they were no good to me. They were just no good to me. And then just surrounding my people with surrounding myself with the best people that I can.
Yeah.
Is really important to me in that journey of going over the high leap.
Yeah. So I know with school, I obviously have a lot of creators around me. So it's been really easy to get those people that I want to be around, like near me. So like, how do you like pick the people who you surround yourself with, not knowing like what to expect?
Honestly, I feel like it's just, I do like a play-by-play, honestly. I feel like I just, like you, DM you, talk to you, get to know you, and then I'll be like, okay, like, I really enjoy her. And also, you're really inspiring. You do what I like to do. So I feel like following people who aspire to do, like, what they do and being like, oh my God, like, I want to be friends with them and getting to know them. I feel like not only will that motivate you to, like, be where you're at. Like, I would love to have a set like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, having people who do better than you and just guiding you and being like, she does it right, and that's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and like my fiance, he's a graphic designer. He's very successful in it, and he motivates me to be a better like at what I want to do as well. So him being around me all the time, I feel like that's a good thing too. But I feel like as far as finding friends or finding people who are better for me and who motivate me would just be social media and just like finding people who are podcasters, who are TikTokers, but like. I would say, especially on TikTok, people who are more on like my following level. I don't have that many followers, but I will be there someday. Or someone that has a little bit more followers because I like to just see their content and like not like feed off of their energy and being like, okay, what they like.
It's inspiring though.
Yeah, and maybe they'll share it and then their audience will like it and then my platform will grow bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like just vibe with the people who I follow as well.
Yeah. Dang. I need to take one of your classes. After a certain point, I feel like it just gets really hard to like think of things like that. Because there's a lot of shit that we do that we don't think about.
Yeah.
And we just do it and we do it well.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like setting up your lights, making sure that you have a good position for your camera, making sure that you don't burp in front of the camera. Like,
yeah.
Those are things that you don't think about, but those are things that you do because you know what's expected of you.
It's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that content creation.
Ooh. Okay, I
You're so cute.
Your
energy's so amazing. I love it.
I'm not trying to like be like, oh, content creation. No. But it really is important. And I feel like this would be like a really good episode for someone to listen to that is a little shy about content creation because it's not easy. You have to put yourself out there.
You do. When I first started posting, I was so freaking worried about, because a lot of people from my high school would watch me and I'd be like, oh my God, they only knew me how I was in high school and I'm posting all of this new content and they're seeing like a new form of me. They're probably like, I knew her in high school. That's not how she acts.
Yeah.
But truly, this is me. And I feel like I was so worried about like people not accepting who I was now because in high school I was a whole different person. Yeah, I don't think anybody would have liked me in high school. I was going through a lot.
Yeah.
And so just posting to people who did know me in high school and just getting over that hurdle as well. Just being like, oh, okay, well, this is me now. I hope you enjoy the content. If you don't, well, you don't watch it.
Yeah, I do feel like once you're like fresh out of high school, everything about what happened at school is like really important.
Yeah.
And the people who knew you before, their opinions matter so much.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me. That was a huge thing for me. Like,
And it's crazy because we're not old.
Yeah.
We're not old. I think we're quite young.
Yeah, 23. Yep. Pretty young.
Yeah.
Young. But I feel like that's another problem that I have is realizing that I'm young.
Yeah, I always say I'm so old. But it's because like
I have
content creation is pretty young thing to do.
Yeah. I have a problem with thinking that I'm a lot older and I need to post content like for older viewers.
Yeah.
But I have to remember, dude, I'm young. My content needs to be more youthful, more like the age that I am. But I used to worry about like what I posted, who was watching, if they would like it too much. And that's just not important anymore.
It's
Just
not.
be yourself. If they don't like it, like I said a million times, they do not have to watch. Just scroll past it. And
Hey, even put you're not interested in it. I don't want to see you again either.
yeah, like block me. Like, I mean, I really don't care. Like, I want to be my most authentic self and just, project how I'm feeling and let everybody know how I'm feeling, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. Dang. T. With that being said, like, we're young, and I don't feel like either one of us, more or you, don't post anything that like is trivial to our future at all. I've said some terrible things on the internet, but all at the same time, like, we are young. And we're supposed to be like sporadic and questionable, but I think that we both carry ourselves like very maturely
Now.
right
Now.
Well,
It took me up to this year to realize what I want to put out and what I want to say, but it's a growing like process. Whether you put out something that's controversial or going against stuff, like, I feel like you're gonna learn either way. Like, if you're gonna learn, it's a growing process. Like, don't delete anything like I did. Don't start over like I did. Just learn from it. That's a good tool. Like that episode that you did with that other girl talking about, like, you learn from your mistakes, you of what you put out. You regret what you say, but you learn from it.
yeah.
That was a good episode, and I learned so much from that because that was my big problem.
Priscilla's so poetic.
She has a way with words. Let me tell you.
She does, and she speaks Spanish and English.
Wow.
I don't understand what she says in Spanish. Usually she translates it for me, so I appreciate that. But like, you truly do live and you learn.
Yeah.
If I felt that way at that time, that's how I felt.
Yes.
The only problem ever with stuff like this is that if you don't learn, if you decide to stay ignorant,
If you do not grow.
that's what it is. If you don't grow.
If you do not grow, that is a big problem. But with this, you have to grow. Like, you cannot stay in your ways, especially if it is something really controversial that you said. Learn from it, grow from it. Do not stay in the same place.
Yeah.
Because then you won't grow. You won't become successful.
You got to learn.
Yes.
You have to. That's all for today, folks. Keep a lookout for part 2 of the episode coming out next week on Wednesday at 6 a.m. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.
And I feel like, too, looking at pictures from high school of myself, hate that. Absolutely hate that. I feel like